my first husband beat me up. I allowed it until my first husband touched my children. And then I took my children and got away. At the time, I didn't know about the women's shelter. It wasn't until we were about in our second year of marriage that Paul dislocated my shoulder.
I didn't realize how abusive I was in my marriages until I dislocated Diane's shoulder in an argument over a TV clicker. My first two marriages were totally different. My wives were totally different than Diane. And she was more docile, Diane, than my first two wives. When we found out that I had dislocated her shoulder, that crushed me. I had always sworn I'd never hurt a woman. And here I am, I hurt, one of the people I love the most. And that was when it dawned on me that I needed help. Up until that point, I was always able to say it was her fault or their fault. That's why I acted the way I did. And I couldn't do that in this case. We were going to counseling for me to understand it and for marriage counseling also. And I asked, is there a group or is there someone that I can go see? And it's probably been the best thing I ever did in my life. I used to be a real type A personality. It had to be my way. And now I'm more reserved and more casual about things, and I don't push to have things done my way nearly the way I used to.
I still get afraid of him at times. If he's standing fast on something and I'm standing fast on something, I still get afraid. But if we walk away from each other for a specific amount of time, like maybe an hour, and say, we'll come back to it in an hour, then things settle down for me because I'm so used to being abused that we're able to talk about it and work it out and sort of compromise, so that we each get a part of what we want.
I'm still sarcastic, and I'm still, I have to pay attention to how I say things, especially with Diane, because she's far more sensitive to it than anybody else.
And then whenever I saw the changes that were positive and that me throwing up to him what he had done wasn't working, then I realized I didn't have to be so afraid of changing myself. And I like myself a lot better now.
Kids seem to pick up the bad habits before they pick up the good habits. And I think I passed on some of the bad habits that I had. And that feels bad. I think about that a good bit, wishing I had done things differently from the beginning. Diane and I have been through this since the beginning, and our relationship has changed. I love her very much. I still have my days of where I have to stop myself. It's sort of like being an alcoholic. It doesn't go away. I just have to look at it and stop and think, is this something I want to stand fast on, or if I want to argue about it, or is it worth it?
But it isn't something that happens overnight. It's a long, long process, and both people have to be committed to making it work.
And it is a commitment. It's something that both people have to want. You know, I want to stay with Diane. I want to make this relationship work. I love her. I care about her. The thought, when I start dwelling on the thoughts that I hurt her the way I did, it's very depressing and demoralizing. You know, but knowing that I've changed how I handle situations, and that would never happen again. You know, I'm very proud of that. So it is worth it.